So, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our online course on classical Indian philosophy organized by Bhakti Vedanta Research Center in Kolkata. And today, this morning, we have Professor Sacchidanada Mishra with us. Professor Mishra is a professor of philosophy at Banaras University, a very distinguished expert on Nyaya and also on many other allied areas of classical Indian philosophy. So welcome Professor Mishra to our online course. He is the author of many important publications on different aspects of Indian philosophy. I don't want to waste time mentioning those books and articles. So welcome Professor Mishra, and he will be today speaking on Nyaya Theory of Śābdabodha. So over to
Yeah.
you, Professor Mishra.
Okay. Namaste. Namaste, everybody. Respected Professor Nirmal Narayan Chakravarti ji and the participants. I am honored with this invitation to present my talk on Nyaya Theory of Śābdabodha because I am a student of Nyaya philosophy basically, and I worked on Vyutpattivada and also some other texts. So it is very important topic and very lovely topic for me to discuss with you. And given this opportunity, I would like to share some of my thoughts on this issue. So first of all, in order to understand Nyaya theory of Śābdabodha, we have to understand what Śābdabodha is. And here, before we take into account the theory of Śābdabodha, we have to understand what Shabd is. Because it is said in Tarkasangraha in other texts that Shabda Jayamanaha Shabdaha Shabdaha Bodhaha Shabdabodha. That means that understanding, that knowledge, that cognition which is produced by Shabda, that is called Shabdabodha. But here again we have to make a distinction. What we understand by the word Shabda. Because in Nyaya philosophy, uh, it is said that Shabda is the quality of Akash, sky. And this Shabda is twofold. It is classified in two groups, Shabdaha, Varanatmakaha, Dhvanyatmakascha. Shabda is actually in the form of word, letters, and another one is in the form of sound. However, the Shabda, which is in the form of letters, it is also in the form of Dhvani. It is also in the form of sound. So, Dhvani means that kind of Shabda which is not associated with any meaning or which is not actually Pada. So, the Nayayikas use these terms. One is Shabda, another is Pada. And Shabda and Shabda Samuha, the group of a collection of words. To say that there is a word and there is a collection of words. So, what we understand from one word and what we understand from a collection of words, that to be understood. This is to say, in other words, in other terms, what is the function of word and what is the function of a sentence, because here Shabdabodh is understood in the sense, and many times it is translated as Shabdabodha Vakyarthabodha, me understanding of the meaning of sentence. So understanding of the meaning of sentence is called Shabdabodha. But if you take one word, so if you take one word only and you are trying to understand what is understood from this word, that should not be considered as Shabda Bodha. However, this bodh, thus this understanding, is also produced from word. So, if you go etymologically with the etymological meaning, then you can consider that the understanding, the product which is grasped, which is taken from one word, that is also actually a kind of Shabdabodha, but we cannot say this is a kind of Shabdabodha because there is a clear distinction made out in the Nyaya philosophy. Therefore, when you study the Shabda Prakarana, Shabda chapter in any text, Taraka Sangraha or in Vyutpattivada or also Tattva Chintamani, whatever you study, there is a clear distinction between Pada and Vakya. And for a Nayayika, it is very important thing to note first. And that point I would like to highlight first because it is said Shaktam Padam, and here when we talk in English, sometimes there are a lot of confusions, and those confusions caused by this point that when we say what is the meaning of sentence and what is the meaning of word, so meaning of word and meaning of sentence, these two, if are taken, we think and we understand that actually these two are very much identical. But for the Nayayikas, these two are not identical in any sense. These two are completely different. The function of words, function of pada is something different, and the function of sentence is something different. So to say that the meaning of word is something different from the meaning of a sentence because there is a clearly distinction. You cannot say that according to the Nayayikas that what is conveyed by the words only that is conveyed by the sentence. For them, what is conveyed by the words, this is something lesser than what is conveyed by the sentence. The sentence conveys something more, and therefore it is called a Shabdabodha, Vakyartha Bodha. And there is another point also to note that in Indian philosophical tradition, usually the discussion about Shabda is the discussion about Shabda takes place while discussing epistemology, Pramana Mimamsa. This is to say, the theory of knowledge is actually a part of epistemology. It is not in the same way which is there in Western philosophy. Because in Western philosophy, theory of language is not a part of epistemology. Theory of knowledge is something different, and theory of language is something totally different from that. But here in Indian philosophical tradition, the theory of language is actually part of theory of knowledge, part of epistemology. And here, this also to be noted that according to the Nayayikas, the sentence is a pramana, but a word is not a pramana. Word is not a pramana, but sentence is a pramana. Why? Because the Nayayikas have defined prama and pramana in a different way. And that definition is not applicable to words, but it is applicable to the sentence. And we have to understand very clearly how listening to a sentence one understands the meaning of sentence. Because without understanding the meaning of words, it is hardly possible to understand the meaning of sentence. However, in some cases, without understanding the meaning of words, we do understand the meaning of sentence. But that is a completely different story. For example, when there is a prayojaka vriddha, who is ordering another person, and there is Prayodhya Vriddha, and who is following the direction, and there is a child sitting. So when a person says, Gam ana, bring the cow, Gam badhan, tie the cow. So here, listening to these sentences, the child who is sitting aside doesn't understand clearly the meaning of these sentences. However, he infers the meaning of these sentences, because he watches that the person listening to this sentence, bring the cow, has gone and brought the cow. Therefore he understands, and this is not actually the area of Shabda Pramana. For him it becomes the area of Anumana Pramana, inference, because he infers that from this sentence that meaning is understood by the fellow. But while we operate in the realm of Shabda Pramana, without understanding the meaning of words, it is not possible to understand the meaning of sentence. Therefore, there is a clear steps. There are clear steps which are to be followed, and there are certain conditions which are to be fulfilled in order to have an understanding of sentential meaning. And if we take, for example, Nyaya Siddhanta Muktavali, where it is very clearly, very beautifully explained in Shabda Pramana, Shabda chapter, it is said that Padagyanam to Karanam Dwaram Tatra Padarthadhi Shabdabodha Phalam Tatra Shaktidhi Sahakari. So the first statement is that Padagyanam to Karanam. The cognition of pada is karana. Cognition of pada is karana. So cognition of pada is karana means he is trying to say that words are not actually cause of Śābdabodha. However, we do say that Shabda Jayamana Bodha Śābdabodha, but in fact, words are not actually causing the Śābdabodha. Rather, cognition of words is causing the Śābdabodha. Sometimes it could happen that there are no words, but Śābdabodhi is there. For example, someone is speaking a different word, and by confusion we listened to that something different. It happens in our day-to-day life, and we understand from what we understood accordingly. We don't understand what he spoke, rather we understand what we grasped. So Shabda Jnana, Pada Jnana is actually cause of Śābdabodha, and there is a mediator, Vyapar, Padartha Dhihi, Padartha Jnana, cognition of Padartha. So meaning of words is actually, the cognition of meaning of words is actually the mediator. It is called a Vyapar. And in Nyaya philosophy, Vyapar is defined, Vyapar is everywhere involved in any pramana, and Vyapar is called that which is caused by the cause and causing the effect. So which is coming in between the cause and effect. That is called a Vyapar. So Padagyan cannot produce Śābdabodha unless it produces Padarthopasthiti, the cognition of meaning of words. So if the cognition of meanings of words is produced, then only there is a possibility to have Śābdabodha. Therefore, it can be understood that there is a Padagyana, thereafter there is a Padarthopasthiti, and thereafter there is Shabdabodha. So this is the process. And here in this process, there is one auxiliary cause that is known as Shakti Gyan. Because unless there is knowledge of Shakti, power of words, one cannot have Padarthopasthiti. One has Padarthopasthiti. One becomes aware of the meaning of words only because he is aware of the power of words. Therefore, the languages we have learnt, we can understand the meaning of those sentences. And the languages we are not acquainted with, we are not aware of that, we don't understand the meaning of those sentences. Because, however, there is Padagyan, but there is no Padarthopasthiti. Why there is no Padarthopasthiti? Because there is no Shakti Jnana. There is no cognition of power of words. Therefore, we don't have the Shabdabodha from the sentences which belong to the languages which are not known to us. Therefore, these are actually very basic things, basic process from Padagyana to Padarthopasthiti, there is Shabdabodha. So here we can see that when we talk about the meaning of words, we must understand that the meaning of word or to say the function of words. What is the function of words? And what is the function of sentence? So the function of words is to make us remember the meaning of those words. And here the function is completed. The function of words is completed. And what is the function of sentence? The function of sentence begins after that. And that function is called associating the meaning of words and having Shabdabodha. So when those meanings of words are associated one to other, then we have Shabdabodha. Because here, according to Nyaya, Shabda and sentence, Pada and Vakya, these two cannot be so much separated, and these two cannot be so much identical. And here there is another problem. As in the case of pot and its parts, pot and its part, and the Nayayika's position is that parts are distinct, completely distinct from the whole, because whole is avyavi and parts are avyavas, and there is a distinction between avyav and avyavi. But in this way, we cannot explain the relation between words and a sentence, because sentence is not an avyavi and words. Why? Because if you accept that sentence is an abhyavi, it ceases to be a sentence, it ceases to be a shabda, because it will turn into a dravya, because abhyavi can only be a dravya, not a quality. And according to the Nayayikas, shabda is a quality. Therefore, they have to accept one hand that there is some distinction between words and sentence, and also they have to be very careful that this distinction is not presented in the terms of part and whole. Therefore, The Naiyayikas say, and it is very well explained by Gadadhara Bhattacharya in Vyutpattivada, that actually what makes this sentence? Actually, Akanksha makes this sentence. If you are putting a group of words in any random order, that will not constitute a sentence. Rather, if you are putting those words in in an acceptable manner, in an acceptable order, only then it will form a sentence. Therefore, there is a role of akanksha and also yogyata and also asakti, and there is a fourth thing which is known as tatparya. So these four are also very much useful in having Shabdabodha. So this called akanksha. And akanksha defined that akanksha could be twofold. One is called akanksha of one word to another. And if you take one word, it is also made of many syllables. For example, there is a word Ram. So this Ram is actually a group of, a collection of four syllables. Ra, A, Ma, and again A. So these four make a word Ram. These four syllables, and these four syllables, if changed in order, this will be a different word. For example, if I change these syllables and I say mar, that will be a different word. So this is called anupurvi. Anupurvi, ordering of syllables in a word. And there is and this ordering of syllables cannot be changed. And in Sanskrit, there is another thing which can be changed. For example, if you are saying Ramah Gacchati, that is okay. And if you are saying Gacchati Ramah, that is okay. These two are identical in their meaning. And here, there is no distinction. Here you have changed the Anupurvi, but there is no problem at all. Why? Because here in this sentence, when you are changing Ramah Gacchati to Gacchati Ramah, these two the rule of akanksha is not overlooked, because there is akanksha padasya padantara vyatireka prayukta. So if one word in absence of another word is not producing the Shabdabodha, then we can say that these two words are having a kind of akanksha or expectancy. One word expects another word, and if this is available there, then it will produce Shabdabodha. So, akanksha can be understood in these two ways. One in the form of Anupurvi, and another one which is in the form of Samabhivyahar. The term is used by the Nayayikas, Samabhivyahar. That is to say, one word after another word, and here Ramah Gacchati, Gacchati Ramah. These two will not make the sentence changed, because these two are not two sentences, rather one sentence, because the Vakyartha both is same, identical in both the cases. So Anupurvi and also Sambhivyahara, these two form Akanksha. And there is another thing which is also to be noted, Yogyata. And this Yogyata, it can be understood as ability. Ability. So, and the very famous example in Sanskrit language is Vannena sinchati. So when one is saying watering with the fire, the person is watering with the fire, this sentence doesn't convey a meaning. And this idea, this statement of the Nayayikas many times invite many objections from different sides. People say that you are saying that yogyata is required in order to produce Shabdabodha. This is to say, understanding from words, understanding the sentential meaning. So there is no yogyata. It means there is no sentential meaning, because these are conditions in order to have sentential meaning. So if the conditions are not fulfilled, then you cannot have sentential meaning. This is the simple uh, statement. So here, if you are uttering a sentence, Vannena sinchati, that means there is no yogyata at all. And if there is no yogyata, that means conditions are not fulfilled. And if conditions are not fulfilled, then you cannot have sentential meaning. You cannot be aware of the sentential meaning. Okay, so it invites many objections, because when you say that Vannena sinchati, the person who listens to this sentence laughs. What you are saying? And this laughing is not possible unless the person understands the meaning of sentence. You are saying that there is no possibility of having a sentential meaning, understanding the sentential meaning in this case, because the conditions are not fulfilled. And there is a problem, because we all use such type of sentences in our day-to-day life. We laugh at it, and it would be hardly possible, and actually it would not be possible at all, to say that we don't understand the meaning of this sentence. So this puts the Nayayikas in a little bit awkward situation if not examined correctly. But the point can be understood from the Nayayika's side, that they are saying that one doesn't have a Shabdabodha. That means Shabdabodha Prama, because these are conditions to have a Shabdabodha Prama. These are not conditions to have Shabdabodha. And when we talk or when we translate it in English, when we are saying that one cannot become aware of sentential meaning, it is not a proper translation of the term when it is said in Sanskrit. When it is said that Shabdabodho na bhavati, yogyata abhave Shabdabodho na bhavati. So, if we translate this sentence in English and say, if in absence of yogyata, there is no understanding of sentential meaning. So these two sentences are not identical in the same way. Because when in Sanskrit it is said that yogyata bhave shabdabodho na bhavati, that means that in absence of yogyata, there is no shabdabodha prama. And that prama is absent in English sentence. So one cannot have Shabdabodha Prama. Simply in that situation, there is no Shabdabodha Prama at all. And it is acceptable to everybody that understanding who accepts. And there is a shloka, Atyanta satyapyarthe jnanam shabdah karotihi. Even if earth meaning is completely non-existent, even then Shabda produces the cognition. So here, the Nyaya position is something different from this one. They are saying that Shabda doesn't produce the understanding. Doesn't produce the understanding means that doesn't produce the Pramatmak Prama understanding. And that Prama understanding is not produced. However, this is nowhere explained in Nyaya's tradition that what are the conditions to have simple sentential understanding. Because the whole theory of knowledge, whole theory of language is explained as part of epistemology. So they are explaining, you see, Taraka Sangraha. It is said that there are four pramanas, pratyaksha, anumana, upamana, shabdaha, pramana. And then it is said, pratyaksha jnana, pratyaksha prama is pratyaksha, anumiti prama, upamiti prama, and Śābdabodha prama. So every explanation regarding Śābdabodha is discussed in Shabda chapter. And the conditions which are laid down, explained there, those are conditions to have a Śābdabodha prama. Nowhere, because the Naiyayikas are not engaging themselves completely in linguistic analysis. They are engaging themselves in linguistic analysis where they find that this is part of epistemology. And where that is not part of epistemology, that is completely neglected. And the modern Naiyayikas, nowadays, we can do such linguistic analysis and we can make it a little bit more comprehensive. Because this part is nowhere discussed, so we will be enriching the tradition doing this. So there is a scope of actually a kind of critical analysis or a kind of doing philosophy, you can say that we can do philosophy in this way, in this part which is left unattended. So here you can see that yogyata is required in order to have Śābdabodha. But we can leave aside yogyata if we are not discussing Śābdabodha prama. Because without Śābdabodha, without this Śābdabodha prama, and here again it can be answered by the Naiyayikas that actually listening to such sentences that Vannena Sinchati, why we are laughing? We are laughing that we are aware of this fact that actually the sentence is not able to communicate what is intended to communicate. Because what is intended to communicate that watering with fire, and watering with fire is something ridiculous. It cannot be done. So yogyata abhave, where yogyata is absent, in that situation, in those cases, we can leave aside the sentence and we can say that the meaning is not understood in a complete way. And here this situation can be understood taking one particular example. We nowadays give children to small boxes to make different shapes. For example, there are certain boxes, 10 or 20 boxes, and those boxes, if are aided in a proper way, that those boxes give shape of a house. And there could be a different set of boxes which could give a shape of a table, or which could give a shape of an elephant. But it is very much sure that if one part is missing. If these two, uh, the one set of boxes is mixed with another set of boxes, and if one is trying to do it, he will not be able to complete the set, complete the design. This is actually happens in the case of sentential meaning. When a sentence is spoken, if though there are such words which are not compatible, because there is incompatibility. And what is yogyata? Yogyata is actually absence of incompatibility. This is called badha bhavo yogyata. So the absence of incompatibility is called yogyata. So if yogyata is there, then one can have Śābdabodha. So uh, we have discussed uh, akanksha, yogyata, and third one there is asakti. It is called sannidhi. So this sannidhi, this asakti, is a simple point that if words are spoken without much delay, they are capable of producing Śābdabodha. But if those are uttered with in a long intervals, then there will be a great difficulty in understanding the meaning of that sentence. For example, when one has said just now Rama, and after 1 hour says Gachati, it will not be possible anybody to understand the meaning, what is conveyed. Gachati, what is spoken Gachati? That the meaning of Gachati can be understood, but the meaning of the whole sentence that cannot be understood from this way. Therefore, Sannidhi is also required in order to have sentential meaning. So, Akanksha, Yogyata, and Sannidhi, and there is another thing which is usually left without discussion sometimes, that is called Tatparya Jnana. Whether this Tatparya Jnana is required for Śābdabodha or not, this is also a point of discussion. And some Naiyayikas have pointed it out that this Tatparya Jnana is not very much necessary. But others are of this opinion that Tatparya Jnana is necessary. Where Tatparya Gyan is playing an important role, where it is evident that this Tatparya Gyan is playing one important role, that is the case where we are uttering a sentence which is ambiguous. For example, Saindhava. Here, everybody accepts that here Tatparya Gyan is very much required. Because if Tatparya Gyan is not there, then one cannot understand the meaning of this sentence, Saindhava. Because this could be, could mean that bring the horse or bring the salt. Sometimes it could mean the bring the horse, and sometimes it could mean bring the salt. So, where there is ambiguity, there you need Tatparya Jnana. But where there is no ambiguity, should I need Tatparya Jnana there also? That is a big problem. That is a big question. For example, when one says that pot is blue, Nilo Ghataha, where is ambiguity? There should not be any ambiguity at all, because these words are conveying uh, simply the same thing. Nilaha, black or blue, Ghataha. In Sanskrit, there is one word for blue and also for black. Sometimes Krishna word is used, but usually the where we find the colors mentioned in Nyaya tradition, Nil word is used, not black. So, Nilo Ghataha. So, Nila and Ghat, these two spoken together make a sentence, and there is no ambiguity. So why do we need Tatparya Jnana? And here again there is another question which needs to be answered. For the Nayayikas, what is the status of Shakti? Shakti is nothing but desire. And here desire or intention. And here Tatparya Jnana is also explained as intention of a speaker. So Tatparya Jnana is also intention of a speaker, and also Shakti is also intention. So how these two are different, and why the role of these two is different? Whether these two can play the same type of role or they are playing a different. Here to say that these two play different roles, completely different roles. Because Shakti Jnana, it is said that Shakti is actually power of words. And power of words means the words have power because there is the intention, there is a sanketa. Idam padam amumartham bodhet. This word may convey this meaning. Such type of intention of God is there. Therefore, this word conveys that meaning. So, and the later Naiyayikas, the Navya-Nyayikas, said that there is no need to make the interference of God everywhere. So we should leave the God aside. Only intention is sufficient, because many a times we observe that some places our intention is there, and accordingly we understand the meaning of sentence. So if that happens, so in the same way it can happen everywhere. So there is no need to intervene, introduce the God everywhere in every sentence, because in that case the God's desire plays the role of God's desire makes the word meaningful, because of the desire of God the word is meaningful. If there were no such desire, the word wouldn't have been meaningful. That is the situation. And here the intention of a speaker is uh, useful only after the meaning of words is remembered. So Padarthopasthiti is called the remembrance of the meaning of words. So the remembrance of meaning of words is produced, and here there is a role of Shakti. Here there is no role of Tatparya. The role of Tatparya comes later. For example, what happens when one utters the sentence Sandhavamana? The listener remembers both the meanings. Both the meanings of the word Sandhava, horse and salt. And he is confused. What to bring? What should he associate with bringing? He is confused. And here, Tatparya Gyan is helping him to have sentential meaning. So, the role of Tatparya Gyan is to determine which meaning will be associated. And the role of Shakti is there to remember the meaning of words. So, if meaning of words is remembered, then the function is over. The what was to be done by Shakti, that is done already. Now there is no need to do anything more by Shakti. But the role of Tatparya Gyan begins when the meaning is remembered. So here, in this way, these two are different. They are playing different roles, Shakti Jnana and Tatparya Jnana. But the question is left unattended till now. Why do we need Tatparya Jnana everywhere? In Shaktivada, Gadadhar Bhattacharya very beautifully explained this point. And he said that actually we need Tatparya Jnana everywhere. Because when the meaning is remembered, meaning of words is remembered, how to associate this meaning to another meaning? And when you have associated one meaning of, for example, if we take one peculiar example and very small example, Nilo Ghata. According to the Nyayikas, Nilo Ghata is a complete sentence. There is no need of asti. Without asti, this is a sentence. Nilo Ghata, the black pot. So here, what we understand? Neel word means black or Neel, and Ghat means pot. And there is Subhivakti, Ekavachan, singular. This is singular. So one pot. So what we understood? One black pot. So one black pot is understood. But black and pot, these two are not understood distinctly. Rather, these two are understood identically. Because listening to the sentence Nilo Ghataha, people understand Nila Bhinno Ghataha. The pot is identical with black. Okay, so there comes a relation, identity, and this identity is present between Nila and pot, black and pot. And this identity, where coming from? Whose meaning is this identity? This identity cannot be the meaning of word Nila. This identity can neither be meaning of Ghata. And this is not remembered. This is not remembered. Because the words which are present here and what they are not conveying this identity. So this identity is coming from Akanksha. Therefore, this identity, if you are saying that how the sentential meaning is different from the meaning of words, you can see that in the sentential meaning, the relation of padarthas is also understood. But in the meaning of words, that relation is not understood. Because those meanings are understood or remembered in isolation. Neel word is capable of making us remember Neela. Ghat word is capable of making us remember Ghat word. Ghat, that is a substance using which we can bring water, that pot. So it is capable of making us remember that. But these two are not capable of making us remember this identity. This identity is actually product of the sentence. It is understood from the sentence. This is understood because there was this ordering. And this can be understood in other languages where even the ordering of words makes the different meaning. In Sanskrit, you can say Ramaha Amram Khadati. Amram Ramaha Khadati. These two are not different. Rather, these two are identical sentences. And they have similar meaning. But see, if I say Ram is eating a mango, and if I say a mango is eating Ram, these two are completely different. And here, however, there are only those words. We have not added any more word from our side. We have only changed the order of these words. But only changing the order of these words, we have changed the complete meaning of it. Because these two are not the same sentences. Rather, these two are completely different sentences having different meaning. So here it can be understood. And here, what is understood from where? What is the because there are so many things, so many relations. The Nyayikas say that actually there are different words, and those words are capable of making us remember the meanings of those words, but only the whole, only the sum total of these meanings is not actually Vakyartha Bodha. Rather, Vakyartha Bodha is something more than that. So the sum total, and here we can understand the Prabhakara's theory of Advaita Vedānta and the Nyaya theory of Akanksha. Prabhakara's theory of Advaita Vedānta means that the sum total of words meaning is actually sentential meaning. But the Nyaya theory is this one, that the sum total of word meanings is not actually the sentential meaning. Rather, sentential meaning is something more than that. If something is added and where it is coming from, the Nayayikas say that it is coming from actually due to Akanksha. So Akanksha is making these relations understood in sentential meaning. Akanksha, Sambhivyahar, the uttering of one word with another. In which order you are uttering the words, that makes the change. That has made the change in the sentence. When I have spoken, Ram is eating a mango, or a mango is eating Ram. So the ordering, the Sambhivyahar has got changed. However, the words are identical, but Sambhivyahar has got changed. Therefore, the meaning got changed. So, the meaning got changed due to this fact that Sambhivyahar has got changed. So, here, the Śābdabodha is actually a prama, and in a different way, you can say that, and this is also very important thing to note, that in Nyaya epistemology, the Nayayikas have explained that cognition is twofold. One is memory, in the form of memory, and another is in the form of anubhava. And the Nayayikas have excluded memory from prama. Memory is not prama. Memory is playing crucial role in our day-to-day life, but memory is not prama. Memory is not knowledge. So memory is something different from prama. Therefore, the Nayayikas have said prama is yathartha anubhava. So there are two kinds of cognitions, anubhava and smriti. Anubhava is twofold, yathartha and ayathartha. Yathartha Anubhav is known as Prama. So you can see that words are capable of making us remember. They are capable of producing remembrance. But those words are not Praman. Because Praman, that is only which is current of an instrument in producing Prama. So words are not instruments in producing Prama. They are producing only remembrance. However, sentence, the sentential cognition is making us aware of new facts. There and here in the theory of knowledge, it is also said that memory, when you remember something, you remember something which was experienced earlier. There is new piece of information is available. And when you are having anubhava, there is new piece of information. However, the Nayayikas have not um, aided this condition everywhere, that in every situation, in every case of Prama, there is new piece of information. How, because there are some conditions, some situations where you are knowing the same part, Dharavahika Jnana, one after another. So the Nayayikas say that you cannot say that the first one was Prama and second one was not Prama, because this is cognizing the same part. The cognition is not uh, grasping something afresh, something new. Therefore, the second cognition is not Prama. That will not be a proper understanding, because Yathartha Anubhava, this definition is applicable to both of them, the earlier one and second one. Therefore, both of them are Prama. However, it is said that there is new piece coming in Yathartha Anubhava. New piece is coming in sentential understanding. And what is novelty? What is the new piece which is coming? The new piece is actually coming in the form of relation, which was not available there. And you can see that two padarthas can be associated with different relations. Sometimes that can be related with a relation Janyatva. Sometimes it could get related with Janakatva. Sometimes with Ashrayatva. Sometimes with Adheyatva. So there could be different relations. Therefore, uh, at subtle level, there is a point of ambiguity, and that ambiguity is removed by Tatparya Jnana. Therefore, in every case, we need Tatparya Jnana to produce Śābdabodha. Because uh, unless in the understanding a relation is understood, it will not be a sentential understanding. And when relations are involved, there will come ambiguity. Okay. Therefore, in order to remove this ambiguity, we need Tatparya Jnana. So, Nilo Ghata here, identity is coming due to Tatparya Jnana. And without help of Tatparya Jnana, only Samvivyahar is not capable of producing the Śābdabodha. So Tatparya Jnana is also very much required in all the cases. So Tatparya Jnana is required, and you can see I am willing to sum up this my talk. Uh, here we can see that Śābdabodha is produced from words, and here the process of producing Śābdabodha is that from words we remember the meanings of those words, and here there is a role of Shakti, the power of words, and that Shakti is actually defined by the Nayayikas as will of God, the desire of God, Sanket. And when Shakti, this Padarth is remembered, these Padarthas made associated but with each other, one another, in a peculiar order, in a particular order. And when those in particular order, those meanings are associated, we have Śābdabodha. And here there is a role of Akanksha, there is a role of Yogyata, there is a need of Asakti, and there is also need of Tatparya Jnana. So if all these are there, then only we can have Śābdabodha. So I think in brief, this is an introduction of Nyāya Theory of Śābdabodha. So I think I should complete my talk here for the discussion, because there could be many questions for them. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Namaste.
No, thank you. It's wonderful. Professor Mishra has, explained very, very lucidly some of the main points of Nyaya Theory of Śābdabodha. There are a lot more technicalities, that one could find in the commentaries, but it's really very, very lucid, and we really enjoyed listening to him. So now I ask our participants if they have any questions or clarifications to ask from Professor Mishra, please come forward. Achha, let me start. One thing, Professor Mishra, I was wondering, while talking about this example, watering with fire, bandhina sinchati. Now, what you are suggesting that this sentence does not produce Śābdabodha as prama. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That
So
is the
this
point.
is okay. So this is how they Nayayikas are trying to respond to their opponents, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So
This sentence is
hmm,
not producing Śābdabodha Prama,
okay. Okay. Okay.
because Śābdabodha Prama, in order to have Śābdabodha Prama, there is a need of Yogyata Jnana. And here, let me explain one more point.
Hmm.
The Nayayikas say that in any case, tadavatta buddhim prati tadabhavavatta nishchayah pratibandhaka, where actually uh, every cognition is understood by the Nayayikas, except Nirvikalpaka cognition, that there is a qualifier and there is a qualificant.
Hmm.
This is a very basic structure of a cognition. There will be a qualifier, there will be a qualificand, and in between them there will be a relation.
Hmm.
Okay, so if there is a cognition, that if I put it symbolically, if it is known that X is absent in Y,
Hmm.
then in that situation there is no possibility of having a cognition that Y is qualified by X.
X. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it is a
Hmm.
general rule everywhere.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
this is explained by the Nayayikas saying, Tadavatta buddhim prati tadabhavavatta nishchayah pratibandhaka. So
Hmm.
here uh, there are certain relaxations, because it happens. We have made this rule. This rule is applicable to inference.
Hmm.
It is, if it is known that there is no fire
Hmm.
in the mountain, you
Hmm.
cannot. There is a, for example, it is known that there is no uh, hotness in the ice cube. There is no hotness in the ice cube. So you cannot infer that there is a hotness in the ice cube. It is very much clear that vanne ushnaha. So you
Hmm.
cannot infer that vanne anushnaha.
Hmm. Hmm.
So in inference and in Shabdabodha, it is very much clear. So in case of perception, there is a point, there is a difficulty. We know that uh, Shankh is not yellow. But when one is having jaundice,
Hmm.
the person perceives that Shankh is yellow. So how to overcome with this? And
Hmm. Hmm.
even there are some more examples. I know that there is no snake in the room,
Hmm.
and I suddenly enter the room and
Hmm.
snake is in front of me. In that
Hmm.
case, what will happen? Should I
Hmm.
say
Hmm.
that there is no snake in our room? So
Hmm.
then the
Hmm.
Nyayikas have made some relaxations to this condition, that
Okay.
tadavatta buddhim prati tadabhavavatta nishchaya pratibandhakah. This rule which was given, there
Hmm.
are certain relaxations. So
Hmm.
that those relaxations are called doshajanya, because the perception of Shankh as yellow is actually caused by jaundice,
Hmm.
caused by
Hmm.
defect. And
Hmm.
indriyarth sanni, laukik sannikarsh janya. So such relaxations are given. But
Hmm.
simply those conditions are proper conditions everywhere in order to have a cognition of qualified cognition.
Hmm.
X,
Hmm.
Y is
Hmm.
qualified by X
Hmm.
only if you can have the cognition of Y qualified by X if there is no contradictory cognition.
Right.
If
Hmm.
there is a contradictory cognition, then you cannot have this cognition.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so that is extended to Shabdabodha, because
Hmm.
here
Hmm.
Shabdabodha, it is coming as Yogyata Jnana.
Hmm.
If you are willing, you are actually this everything. This is actually uh, established so that there is no such statements which are contradictory to our day-to-day life.
Hmm.
For example, if there is a statement in the Vedas, uh, there is a one statement, and I am not remembering.
Hmm.
Some statements are in Vedas which are contradicted by our experience.
Okay. Hmm.
And if those statements are there which are contradictory by our experience, whether those statements should be taken to be pramana or not.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, and
Hmm.
those should not be taken in the same sense pramana.
Hmm.
However, the Nayayikas say, okay, there are two powers of words. One is abhidha, and
Hmm.
second one is lakshana. So
Hmm.
if abhidha, abhidheyarth is contradicted, that means in abhidheyarth that sentence is not pramana. Rather, in laksharth that sentence is pramana.
Acha. Okay.
So
Okay.
in this way they have accommodated.
Right. Right. Hmm. 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 So, my dear participants, please come forward with your questions or clarifications to ask. This is a very important and very lively topic in Nyaya philosophy of language that we talk about.
Sir, I just want to know one thing from you.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes. Go ahead.
um, as we all know that Vaisheshik is the sister system of Nyaya, but they do not accept Shabda as a distinct source of knowledge, Śābdabodha as a distinct source of knowledge. Can you explain this? Why not they claimed it as or accept it as a distinct source of knowledge? Like, can't they accept the theory of sentence meaning of Sangsarga Marjadavada, which is accepted in Nyaya philosophy?
So the question is this one, that why the Vaisheshikas accept that Shabd is not a separate type of Pramana.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So their statement is this one. In Prashastapada Bhashya it is said, Shabda is Samana Vidhitvat. The term is there, Samana Vidhitvat. Samana Vidhitvat means Anuman, as Anuman is Anuman, actually according to Vaisheshikas, Shabda is a kind of inference. So they think that Shabda can be included in the inferential process. So, for example, when we make like cheshta, when we say someone in this way, and when we are saying this way, and the person who is seeing comes to meet me, and here, and when I say come here, so saying come here and making a gesture to come here without uttering a sentence, these two are conveying the same understanding in the listener and the seer. Okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
So you have to see that this cheshta, this gesture, is not a separate type of pramana. Rather, it is included either in inference or in Shabda Pramana. So, if it is included in Shabda Pramana or in inference, in the same way, Shabda can be included in inference. This is the Vaisheshika's position. But later, Vaisheshikas felt that it is not a proper understanding, and where there will be a great difficulty to include all the cases of Shabda Pramana to accommodate in inference, to include in inferential process. Therefore, in Taraka Sangraha, etc., Shabda Pramana is accepted as a separate type of.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Any other question or clarification?
Sir, taking the reference from taking the reference from the previous question, my question is, in Nyaya epistemology, is there any provision for non-verbal bodily gestural communications? I mean, when I am not saying come here, just showing the bodily gesture. So, is there any separate discussion on this kind of communications in Nyaya epistemology too?
Some places very in a you can say in one sentence or in two sentences, some places it is said, and it is either included in inference or in Shabda, and usually gestures are included in Shabda Pramana.
All right, sir. Another question is how the Naiyayiks are making the difference between Śābdabodha and the meaning of a sentence.
Actually, meaning of a sentence could be either prama or aprama, but Śābdabodha is only prama. In that way, the Naiyayikas could make a distinction, because meaning of a sentence could either be prama or aprama, but Śābdabodha is always prama. Okay.
All right, sir. I mean,
Actually, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
I am not getting the point how the meaning of a sentence can be an oprama. I mean, isn't it? I'm expressing the proper knowledge or anubhav.
No. Actually, meaning of a sentence. Why can't be aprama? When you are reading a novel, you know that you are reading a novel. You are understanding the meaning of those sentences. But you are very much aware of at the same time that whatever you are reading, that is not true. Isn't it?
Yes.
So when you are having Śābdabodha, you are knowing that you are having a true piece of information. But
Okay.
when you are having sentential understanding, it is not a guarantee that every time you could be sure that you are having a true piece of information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I got it now. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think this is where Professor Mishra's earlier comment is very relevant. That when in Indian context, when we talk about a theory of meaning, it's actually part of our Pramana Shastra. So it's part of our account of how to arrive at knowledge that is true, which is different from the account of meaning that we have in the Western philosophy of language. Is that right, Professor Mishra?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sir,
Okay.
another question is that in order regarding Shabdabodh, in order to understand the function of these properties, Akanksha, Ashakti, and Tatparya again, are the Nayaics saying that at least we need two Shabda to analyze? I mean, Nila Ghata. If instead of Nila Ghata, if we are given with one word only, Ghata, then can we explain the word using these categories? I mean, the Akanksha is just understood between.
Just repeat your question.
Suppose the category Akanksha, I am
Yeah.
analyzing a shabda using the category Akanksha. So can I say that
Yeah.
I necessarily need at least two shabda to understand the category Akanksha, because the Akanksha should be
Yes.
justified among two shabdas. So if I am
Yes.
given with only one shabda, instead of Nila Ghata, only Ghata, so can I analyze this particular shabda, and can I understand the both of these shabda using these categories like Akanksha, Ashakti, and Tatparya Jnana? When I am
No. It is not possible. When at least two shabdas are available, only then you can have sentential understanding. Because vakyam padasamuha. So padasamuha, the collection of words. Collection of words will be there. At least there should be two words. If
okay,
there is only one word, that is not a collection of words. That is not a sentence.
okay. So somewhere in Nyaya account, the theory of shabda meaning and the theory of sentence meaning at some places are they overlapping each other?
Pardon?
So in Nyaya epistemology,
Hmm.
regarding the theory of Shabdabodha and regarding the theory of sentence meaning, I mean,
Hmm.
regarding the theory of Shabdabodha, you are saying that at least two shabdas are needed. So are
Hmm.
the theories of Shabda meaning and are the theories of sentence meaning overlapping each other at some places?
No, sentential understanding can be there only if there is a sentence. And at least two words are required to form a sentence.
Yes, so in that way, we can say that their meaning of their understanding of Shabdabodha, can we say this is also a kind of sentence meaning too? I mean, when their discussion on Shabda Prama, so we
Hmm.
can also call it also their understanding of the meaning of sentence too. This kind of discussion.
Yes, surely.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Anyone else? Any more question or clarification? Okay, in that case, let us express my sincere thanks to Professor Mishra. I mean, he is presently member secretary of ICPR. So in spite of his very, very busy, in his schedule, he has been kind enough to find out some time and explain very lucidly some of the fundamental ideas